Gamers don't know how TVs work, and I can prove it with a flashlight and a sock. So here on my desk we have two displays. This one is 24 inches and that one is 27 inches. Now both monitors are amazing, but the big difference between them is that because this guy is 27 inches, he's gonna look worse than this guy who's 24 inches. Now if that sounds weird to you, I don't blame you. That's where this comes in. Here we have our flashlight. I use it for lighting. It is way too harsh when you don't have anything in front of it. And as you can see, it's super muted because it's having to go through the entire sock. And if I scrunch up the fibers some more, it gets even more muted. And if I pull the fibers apart, it gets a lot brighter. Well, how does this apply to monitors? Well, the reason it applies is because each one of these has the same amount of pixels. They're both 1440p. And just like this sock, even though it has the same amount of fibers, if they're spaced out more, you get a different outcome. So this 27-inch monitor is always going to look worse than this 24-inch monitor, not because it's actually worse, but because there's just less room for the pixels, so they're packed together way more tightly. And yep, you guessed it, this also applies to 4K TVs. And that's why consoles like Valve's newly announced Steam Machine are going to be fine, because even though they have to play on these 4K TVs, they don't really have to get to that level of graphic fidelity. They're not on a tiny display, they're on this massive blown out screen that has pixel density that's miles apart. Alrighty, if you liked that video or this little demo, make sure to drop a like and do all that. But that's all I got, so I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.